All right, folks, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is over. Let's rank the episodes. Coming in last place has to be episode 1, New World Order. The beginning episodes of any show just have a lot to set up, and so that's definitely a problem, but this one more than any. Let's give a quick recap. Sam Wilson gives up the shield and tries to help his struggling sister keep her family afloat, pun intended. Meanwhile, Bucky tries to make amends to make himself feel better from his past trauma being the Winter Soldier. As I said, there's lots of character moments in this episode, but most of it is just very slow. Not all that interesting, unfortunately. In a movie, it definitely would have been like 10 minutes. There would not have been an entire episode dedicated to all this, but in the show, they kind of had to. So, not a lot to love here, not a lot to feel excited about returning to down the line. Episode 1, number 6. Coming in at number 5, episode 3, The Power Broker. A little bit of a recap. The duo, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, busts Zemo out of prison to get his help in stopping the super soldiers and figuring out their true motive. They meet Agent 13 in Madripoor and find out how the Flag Smashers have the serums. We are introduced to Zemo in this episode, and he's definitely the best part, like easily, not even close. But the episode itself feels very, 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 very meandering, very slow. Really, the whole mid-season does. And it feels inconsequential. It feels very dragged out. And I'll say Madripoor is a cool city, right? Lots to love there. Again, Zemo, Agent 13 are great within it. But the action, there's not all... whatever action there is pretty bare. Not as big of a spectacle as other episodes. And just less interesting. Again, feels meandering. Feels inconsequential. Number 5 has to be episode 3. Coming in at number 4, episode 4, The Whole World is Watching. For a recap, Io, a Wakandan Dora Milaje soldier, wants to take Zemo back to Wakanda, but Bucky explains that they need him. The group goes to get the Flag Smashers, but the plan goes wrong. Zemo destroys most of the serums in their possession, but John Walker takes one. In the final moments, Lamar is killed, and John, in a fit of rage, brutally murders one of the Flag Smashers. Aside from that incredibly powerful ending, this episode feels pretty basic, pretty uninteresting. As I mentioned again, episode 3 felt meandering. This one definitely does too. I would argue not as much, but it's definitely still there. The confrontation with the Flag Smashers is very predictable, very uninteresting basic storytelling. John Walker busts in last second when Sam's about to get through to her and just ruins it. But again, Zemo is great in this episode. Walker is great in this episode. And that final moment is excellent. But everything else is pretty standard. Coming in at number 3, episode 5, Truth. This one is a very mixed episode. So go ahead and right now let me know your episodes ranked down in the comments below. I know not a lot of people like this one. Let me know. Recap. The duo fight John Walker, taking the shield from him. John is removed from the title of Captain America dishonorably, or maybe honorably, I don't remember. But Sam has another discussion with Isaiah. Sam and Bucky both help to fix his sister's boat as they discuss the shield, and Sam prepares to become Captain America. I would say this spot is probably interchangeable with episode 4, so spot 3 and 4. Could definitely change, definitely move around. The fight with John Walker is great, right at the beginning. And so is him getting discharged where he's like yelling at the people. And then him meeting Val, also all great. Sam really takes the forefront in this episode, and that's what brings it up for me, just because he's trying to grapple with what will become of his legacy, of the Shield's legacy, of America's legacy when he takes the mantle. And so, you have some back and forth with Bucky, both funny and also very serious discussions. And the boat stuff is definitely slower, but I do appreciate it for just giving an opportunity for these two characters to just, go back and forth between one another. I like this episode. It's fun. It doesn't move the plot along a whole bunch except for in the beginning, but good enough for me. Folks, I really like I really like spot 2 and spot 1 here. But this is how I'm going to rank it. Coming in at number 2 is episode 2, The Star-Spangled Man. Recap. John Walker is given Sam's shield and becomes the new Captain America. Sam and Bucky agree to work together to stop the Flag Smashers, but Walker and his buddy Lamar get in the way. Now, I've shared that I love this episode, and the main reason has to be just because of John Walker and the U.S. agent. I think he's a very interesting character, and this episode spends a lot of time on him. The buddy cop stuff between Sam and Bucky is really emphasized here, and we learn their feelings behind the shield and the legacy, which is the driving force for a lot of the season. Very interesting stuff there. You have a great action scene involving everyone in the show. You don't really get that again until the finale, which, spoiler alert, might be number 1 by process of elimination. But you have and then awesome cliffhanger with Zemo. The conflict again is set up with John Walker in the group. You learn about his motivations, yada yada. There's so much to like in this episode. Again, the main stuff has to be U.S. agent, just because I think he's such a fascinating character, and we get a really introspective look at him here and his role as Captain America. But there's a lot else to like besides that. So coming in at number 2 is episode 2. But folks, coming in at number 1, the pinnacle of the show. There's a reason finales often rank high. It's everything culminating. But number 1, episode 6, One World, One People. Recap. The GRC is kidnapped by the Flag Smashers, so Sam, now Captain America, Bucky, and Sharon must stop them. Walker returns as well, and in the end, the Flag Smashers are stopped. The world watches as Sam becomes the new Captain America, and everything dies down. For now. This episode, a little dry on plot, has some excellent action. It is most of the episode, but it is all very good, and it's a great way to end the show. The Flag Smashers are stopped. Zemo gets a little bit of a tie-in there. The Power Broker's future is set up, as well as Walker's. Walker gets a nice setup to be reintroduced down the line. Bucky makes his amends, but easily the best part of this episode is Sam. Sam becoming Captain America. Every punch he throws, every dive he takes in the wings, it is awesome. He's the highlight of this episode, one of the highlights of the season, and it's just such a joy to watch him go around and do everything he does. Every move he makes is so epic. It's awesome. This really is just the culmination of everything. And this was such a fun way to end the series, and again, I'm very excited down the line. Sam as Captain America is something that is just it feels so crazy that we're so far into this franchise. That this is just a natural continuation, that we are now going through 2 Captain Americas, and it all makes sense. We've seen Sam in so many movies now, and it's awesome here. Great stuff. I love this episode. I love this series. All pretty great. Folks, that is my ranking of the episodes. Please, again, let me know down below how you would rank them differently. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings on this show. I've talked about where it fits in my ranking of the MCU in my Falcon the Winter Soldier 6 review. Should be up there, or episode 6 review, yeah. Folks, I've been EDPC Reviews. You've been amazing. I will come back for Loki. I will rank those episodes. I will review each episode probably. I don't know what more to say. I'll see you. Bye.